Ricochet bullets bouncing off the top of the tower. Piece of the tower falling now. And the battle goes on.
Charles Whitman committed America's first public mass murder that day. The world would soon learn that his killing spree didn't start atop the tower. It started at home, the place it seems from which many of his problems came. Whitman killed his wife and his mother before taking the tower. Police identified Charles Joseph Whitman, a 25-year-old UT student and former Marine, as the sniper. They would soon learn he'd killed his mother at her apartment on Guadalupe and his wife at their home on Jewel Street. Whitman left notes behind explaining why he killed both of them. The notes began to put together the plot of a killer.
There is no question that what we have is a case of a young man who has a goal in mind and for about 48 hours is making a series of thoughtful, calculated, serial decisions.
Days after Whitman killed and injured so many people, a psychiatrist he'd once visited described him as the all-American boy, a blond, blue-eyed American kid who was an Eagle Scout and served his country as a Marine.
He was always who he was expected to be.
Laverne dispels the all-American boy myth in his book, A Sniper in the Tower.
In the end, he shot 50 people, and all-American boys don't do that.
The Marine sharpshooter from Lake Worth, Florida, got a scholarship to attend UT. Once enrolled, he made an off-the-wall comment that today is chilling.
5 years before he did it, he looked at the tower, and then he looked at a friend of his, and he said, you know, that would be a great place to go up with a deer rifle and kill people.
While others saw the tower as a symbol of a university, Whitman saw it as a fortress. The all-American boy facade hid problems that grew worse over time.
And those problems included, marital problems with his own wife, marital problems between his father and his mother, financial problems, scholastic problems, being able to get jobs only that were meaningless and menial.
Whitman left several notes behind that described his frustrations, primarily with his father. In one of them, he says, "The intense hatred I feel for my father is beyond description."
His father was a very domineering, very, at times, brutal man.
Whitman claimed that his father beat and humiliated his mother.
I believe him when he says he kills his mother and his wife because he doesn't want them to suffer the embarrassment of what he's going to do. I believe him. For one thing, it tells me he knows what he's doing.
His actions started a day or two before that led to the ultimate carnage that occurred all around the campus here. So why? I don't know. But I do know he had to have been a madman in the strictest definition of that word.
Some point to a brain tumor discovered during an autopsy Whitman asked for in one of his notes. Dr. Robert Pape, on the Brackenridge Hospital staff at the time, did not conduct that procedure, but he saw the removed tumor. He was told it came from a region of the brain where the nerve cables connect. He has his doubts.
And it was difficult for me to perceive that that a tumor there would not have had some very profound neurological, or caused some very profound neurological symptoms. He would not have been physically able to ascend the stairs and shoot a rifle or anything like that.
The psychiatrist who referred to the sniper as an all-American boy revealed that during their one and only session at the University Health Center, Whitman said he often thought about going up on the tower with a deer rifle and shooting people. Dr. Maurice Heatley had heard sick jokes about the tower before, so he discounted Whitman's words.
When Whitman went there, the doctor asked him to come back. And Whitman was the one who chose not to come back. The doctor could not have done more than what he did in a legal or a medical sense.
Days after the shooting, the sniper's father wanted to meet the man who shot his son.
He embraced me and he said, that wasn't my son that you killed up there, it was somebody else, I just didn't like his attitude.
Over the years, the speculation into why Whitman did it included everything from his inability to outdo his overbearing father to violence on television, even his use of the amphetamine Dexedrine.
No, I never did think try to justify why he did it.
It's not the tower tragedy. It's not the tower shootings. That was murder committed on a grand scale.
Charles Whitman had problems that were real, and the kinds of problems that no one with decency would wish upon someone else. In the end, he didn't want to deal with his problems, and he wanted to go down in a big way.
Doing the only thing the outwardly seeming all-American boy did well, the only thing he shared with the father he hated.
And that was shooting.
Dr. Robert Pape was supposed to be present for Whitman's autopsy. He was told to go to the Austin State Hospital at 9 a.m. the day after the shooting, but when he got there, the procedure had already been performed and Whitman's body shipped to Florida. 2 Austin police officers ended Whitman's madness 96 minutes after it started. The event continues to impact their lives.
I still have dreams. Good therapy. Get it out of your system.
The diverging paths their lives have taken since killing the man who took the tower, when News 8 Austin continues to explore the tower shooting.
It started between classes.
And former newsman Neil Speltz recounts what he saw that day.
He was hitting people. He hit a boy riding a bicycle.
When we continue to explore the tower shooting 40 years later.